So Bill Maher and Bill O'Reilly had a crusty old douchebag competition, and they decided to take some shots at Zoran Mamdani, for one thing. They also discussed what's going on right now in the Republican Party and the rise of Nick Fuentes. And this is really something because as somebody who I'm 30, how old am I, Crystal? 37, 38?
You're 37, babe.
I'm 37, okay. I forgot. I didn't know if I was 30. I thought I might be 38. But anyway, I'm 37, and Bill O'Reilly and Bill Maher were like sort of big staples of my political childhood when I first started getting into politics. And you had the war in Iraq going on, so obviously that sort of opened my eyes quite a bit and radicalized me. But I would watch a lot of Bill O'Reilly to see what people were thinking on the right. And of course, I watched a lot of Bill Maher. I mean, I even remember Bill Maher being on TV back when he had the Politically Incorrect show, which was his show on like ABC and Comedy Central before that. And eventually he got HBO's Real Time, but I remember his old show. And so, these guys were big political players, if not the biggest political players. And what you're about to see now is honestly just how washed they are. They are so fucking washed. It's hard to watch. So let's start with this one on the topic of anti-Semitism.
And I'm going to tell you about anti-Semitism in America and all over the world. It's not that big a problem in America, all right?
Oh,
but
well,
I know, and I respect your dissent. But any kind of anti-Semitism or anti-black or anti-Hispanic or anti-gay blows up immediately on social media. But if you go and travel the country, people aren't going, I hate those Jews. They're not, okay?
The number one young political commentator on the right is a Nazi. He has like 1 million or more followers. What do you mean? Is it like, what are you talking about? Also, the other kinds of bigotry, are you kidding me? Look at what the ICE Gestapo thugs are doing. They are waging a war on Hispanic people in this country. You have the Supreme Court that said it's legal to racially profile now. What are you talking about? Things have gotten objectively worse in modern times. There was an improvement, and then everything fell off a fucking cliff.
But if you go and travel the country, people aren't going, I hate those Jews. They're not, okay? This is a very select crew. In the Democratic Party, it's the progressive left who hates Israel.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's not anti-Semitism. It is not anti-Semitism to hate a country that's doing a genocide right in front of our eyes, live streamed in 4K.
Israel's fascist, stole the land.
That's factually true.
Truman is evil for giving Israel.
They fully bought into the narrative of oppressor and oppressed, and if you were on the wrong side of that, if you were white or Asian or a Jew, you were bad, you were oppressed.
Right. We let it happen. I mean, you saw it happening on TikTok. You saw it happening online.
So here's a congressman saying, we let it happen because people on TikTok had free speech to criticize Israel's genocide. And that's unacceptable.
And we let it happen. And we let our kids just absorb this stuff without...
I didn't.
I don't know how old your kids are.
Okay, no, they're 22 and 26, but that would not have been acceptable on any level.
I got it, but
let me because you asked a good question about the Republicans and the right, okay? The Republican Party is very pro-Israel. Trump is very protective of the Jewish people, all right? So the fringe crazy element, like the Fuentes, and you can throw 10 other names, all of whom live on social media. All of them live there, okay? They don't represent anything other than trying to get clicks and trying to make money off this hatred. That's what they represent. No party, no ideology other than themselves. And they're vile, evil people.
Okay, speaking of evil...
Okay, he literally has no clue what he's talking about. Hey, Bill O'Reilly, this is now, according to the polls, 50% of young Republicans, in some polls as high as like 55% of young Republicans, are anti-Israel now. And I'm sorry, it's not the same kind of anti-Israel that we are over here on the left, where we are pro-Jewish people and we're against anti-Semitism, but we're anti-Israel because, Zionism has literally led to a modern-day Holocaust. No, those people go one step further. They go, yeah, we're anti-Israel, but also, fuck them Jews, bruh. Like, that's their take. And so here is just, like, he just doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's so out of touch. He's like 184 years old, right? And he's just like, he's acting like, well, what do you mean? No, I mean, they're on the right, there's no problem. If anything, Bill O'Reilly makes it seem like there's more anti-Semitism on the left, where there's like literally no anti-Semitism. Because part and parcel of being on the left means we believe in equality. We believe everybody should be treated, the right way. I mean, it's like basic. It's baked into the cake of what it means to be a left-winger. So this just shows how they truly are immensely out of touch. But we're just getting started here. So now here's Bill Maher. He jumps in and says this.
Should this be the direction the party is going to? He's not the only Democratic socialist. There's about 100
Talking about Zoran Mamdani.
different offices and places where they've won in this country. I mean, here's a Mamdani quote from his speech. He said, "We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve."
Yeah. Wait till he gets
I can tell Bill O'Reilly thinks that's
This
ridiculous.
is so crazy. Look.
It's so crazy. He says it's so the guy who supported the fucking Iraq war and propagandized us into an illegal and offensive war against a country that didn't attack us, where we wasted fucking $7 trillion, thousands of U.S. lives, and hundreds of thousands of innocent Iraqi lives. He says that's so crazy. Because why? Because Zoran Mamdani wants the government to actually be a positive force in your life and fix things? I mean, what kind of a cucked mindset is it to say, okay, government, go ahead and don't represent me. Go ahead and don't try to fix my problems. No, the whole point of the government is to do that. But they're so fucking brainwashed into this right-wing claptrap that they feel, that's so crazy. He wants government to not be a total, disgusting, corrupt waste. Now, by the way, what does Zoran actually want to do? What does he want the government to do? Freeze the rent. He wants to freeze the rent, build affordable housing, crack down on bad landlords, have city-owned grocery stores, have free buses and free childcare. In other words, make people's lives better. And to Bill O'Reilly and Bill Maher, that's fucking crazy and unacceptable because he's a democratic socialist. And, oh, those are scare words. Those are boogeyman words. Me no likey.
He won because he was running against Bela Lugosi, all right?
So when I first watched this clip, my reaction was, who the fuck is Bela Lugosi? What kind of old school ass? I'm telling you, 184 years old, dog. So anyway, I looked it up. It's like the dude who played Dracula, I think, in the original Dracula movie. And, like, that shit came out in, like, 1912, dog. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but, like, I didn't know who that was. Are you kidding me? That's a sort of reference. Even my mom would be like, who? Who are you talking about?
Told Andrew Cuomo, why don't you just campaign with a cape on, turn into a bat? The guy was as dour as possible. Man, that is a good campaigner. I mean, guy was smiling. You know, when he's going to come to your house and take your stuff, he's going to smile. Thank you for the couch. Yeah, bring it on out.
Well, I'm just going to...
Zoran is going to come take your couch. He's a great campaigner, quote, because he smiles. I think it's time to hang it up, Bill. Double Bill. I think it's time to hang it up. You're a little bit out of your element now. Like, you are literally like a fucking carcass they prop up. And they fucking shove their hand up your ass and move your mouth like a puppet. Like, this is just embarrassing. This is just total fucking... He's like stuck in 1979 at this point. Zoran is going to take your couch? No, he's going to fucking freeze your rent and give you free childcare, and your life's going to improve massively.
Let's give him a week, okay? I've been critical. Let's give him a week to say just congratulations on a political...
By the way, the reason why Bill Maher has been critical is because of Zoran's position on Israel. He's critical of Israel. Bill doesn't like that because Zoran is a democratic socialist. You know who endorsed fucking Zoran and who has democratic socialist policies too? Bernie Sanders, who Bill Maher endorsed in the past. So it's no problem with his domestic agenda, right? It comes down to Israel for Bill Maher, but let's continue here.
The entire Republican establishment lined up against this. I'm not sure you could say that about the Democratic establishment. I mean,
so what he's talking about here is Maher is saying the entire Republican establishment lined up against Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. That's what he's saying.
I'm not sure you could say that about the Democratic establishment. I mean, Ted Cruz, who we've had on this show, and I certainly have had my differences, but I'm glad to talk to everybody on this show. He was very good on this. He said, the danger I want to highlight tonight is anti-Semitism. In the last 6 months, I've seen it on the rise in a way I've never seen it before on the right. Here's the interesting thing I thought he said.
You've never seen a rise of anti-Semitism like that on the right? Huh, if only there was a major historical example in the fucking 1930s. Like, if only. To be fair, he might be saying in his lifetime, but still, that's sort of a goofy thing to say.
On this, he said, the danger I want to highlight tonight is anti-Semitism. In the last 6 months, I've seen it on the rise in a way I've never seen it before on the right. Here's the interesting thing I thought he said. He said about a decade ago, anti-Semitism began rising on the left and the Democratic Party did nothing.
No, Bill, that's not interesting. That's dumb as shit. We're not playing pretend anymore. None of us should be playing pretend anymore. You want to know how much anti-Semitism is on the left? See that? See that? Zero, nada, zilch, nothing. There's none. Even all the bullshit. They tried to smear Corbyn in the UK as being an anti-Semite. It was garbage. It was always fucking garbage. It is literally just that. A smear attempt. And this is both sides bullshit where he's trying to pretend like, oh yeah, there's anti-Semitism on the right and on the left. Are you fucking kidding me? On the left, we oppose Israel. We oppose Zionism. We oppose genocide. We are allies with Jews in fighting back against those things. On the right, Nick Fuentes says shit like, Hitler is really fucking cool and I admire Hitler. Spot the difference. He says shit like organized Jewry. Spot the difference. Like, I'm sorry, this is just such a fucking smear of liberals and lefties whose, like, literally our only take is, can you please stop murdering children? And they go, you anti-Semite. Like, are you kidding me? And to focus on it like this, where was all the fucking concern? Where was all the focus on, I don't know, Representative Randy Fine, who was out there saying we should nuke Gaza? Who said he enjoyed seeing pictures of dead Palestinian babies? Where was your fucking, moral outrage cry over that? It didn't exist. It didn't exist. You baked that into the cake and said that's just part of American politics and this person just supports Israel. No matter how depraved they go, if they support Israel, it's okay. This is what you guys actually believe.
And in the decade that followed, it has consumed the Democratic Party. I'm not so sure he's not right about that.
He is 100% wrong, embarrassingly wrong, and you guys are fucking liars and smear merchants for pretending like there's anti-Semitism on the left. It doesn't exist. We are anti-Israel. Big difference.
I'm so sure the Democratic politicians are more afraid to challenge their left, who think Hamas is terrific, than the Republicans.
What the fuck? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is just made up.
No, Ted Cruz is right. I agree 100% with Ted Cruz.
Wow.
Okay.
What a surprise. The Zionist Democratic congressman is going, oh, Ted Cruz is right.
Difference is they have hindsight. Right, they saw what happened to us, and our party has been consumed by it.
Here's a Democratic congressman saying Democrats are anti-Semitic. Let me explain something to you, Jared Moskowitz. You are Diet MAGA. Own it. You are MAGA light. That's what you are. You support a genocidal regime. Own that. Own that. Don't say, hey, everybody who disagrees with me hates all Jews. Oh my God.
People would say, look, you could be anti-Zionist without being anti-Semitic, and I would say,
correct.
Theoretically, you could. They're just not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they fucking are. Because anything you would cite as evidence of anti-Semitism is just like college students protesting Netanyahu, okay? Spare me with this bullshit.
You're holding signs on college campuses saying, go back to Poland. That doesn't sound like anything to do.
Oh, please. This is fucking made. They try to do this shit all the fucking time. They come up with like one or two examples in a protest of like hundreds or thousands of people. And they go, oh, see, this is just an anti-Jewish mob. Meanwhile, you talk to the people who like organize the protest and they're like, we're just saying, please stop sending bombs to blow up innocent people. We're just saying, please stop bombing hospitals and schools and UN buildings and killing World Central Kitchen workers. And like, this is just, it's so disgusting. This is such bullshit.
When you see a Jewish student walking on campus, you don't know that he's a Netanyahu supporter, but they were surrounding him because he had a Jewish star, right? And so this has consumed us, and it is dividing us in elections.
Did you know that the ADL, they include in their anti-Semitism report, like anti-Israel things, anti-genocide protests that happen on college campuses. And then they say things like, there's been a 500% increase in anti-Semitism. It's just a lie. Like, they're just lying. They're just lying, and they're trying to snuff out all disagreement with Netanyahu and with Israel. That's what it is. And now you have the head of the ADL, Greenblatt, goes on MSNBC and implies that Zoran is in favor of violence against innocent Jewish people, to the point where even Joe Scarborough was like, excuse me? Like, what the fuck are you saying? Stop it. Let's be serious here. This is how fucking pathetic this has gotten. It is literally a moral panic. Like, meanwhile, there's like this racist campaign against Zoran, where they're saying he's a terrorist and he's a jihadist and he's with the enemy and people forgot 9/11. So that's all okay. That's all fine and dandy. But Zoran gets in trouble for something somebody else said. He didn't even say the globalized intifada thing. He didn't even say it. And he gets smeared like he said it. It's just, I can't with this shit.
It has run through the whole party. We have tried to not talk about it. We've tried to tamp it down. But it is everywhere. It is moving swiftly, okay? And now it's starting on the right. And so there are years...
Here's a Democratic congressman literally saying the anti-Semitism on the left was worse, and now it's starting on the right. Are you fucking kidding me? What a disgusting thing to say. What are you doing in the Democratic Party? Leave. Like, you obviously don't want to be here. Leave. There is no anti-Semitism on the left. It's not a thing. It's completely and utterly made up. And on the right, 50% of young Republicans are fucking groypers. 30 to 40% of the staffers in D.C., the young staffers, are groypers. A fucking avowed white nationalist who says stuff like Hitler was really fucking cool, and you're saying, oh, now it's our... No, the anti-Semitism has always been on the right.
Behind us. And yes, they're now trying to muscle their forces. But if you go online and you listen to, Dave Smith or Theo Von or Tucker or Rogan.
Dave Smith and... Okay, I'm no fan of Dave Smith. Me and him have gone at it multiple times. He's Jewish. Are you claiming he's an anti-Semite? No, he's anti-Israel. He criticizes Israel. Oh my God. Who else did he mention? He mentioned Rogan. I got a lot of fucking criticisms of Rogan. Anti-Semitism is not one of them, right? What are you talking about? Oh my God.
Or Theo Von or
Theo Von. Again, let's be clear. You guys know me. You all know me, okay? I am no fan of any of these fucking people that they listed. But really, this is your go-to example of fucking anti... You didn't mention Fuentes?
Or Rogan. It's all over them. And so it's happening to them too now.
Well, they're behind you, and they were also ahead of you. Because anti-Semitism used to be the Ku Klux Klan and Henry Ford back in the day.
Jesus. All right, another one. Here is Bill Maher proving that he's still in his, I'm an idiot, enlightened centrist era. Watch this one.
And the ballroom, I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. I was reading, it shows you how the media is. Everything is always on one side or the other. When he first mentioned it, it was all about, oh my God, he's desecrating the White House. Then I finally read, oh, well, they've done shit to the White House before. It's just a building, I think. Also, I realized after reading other people, we don't have a place when they have state dinners. They're doing it in a tent. This is America. So do I give a shit that he's doing this to the White House? I really don't.
Okay, first of all, it's all totally illegal. He got zero approval through Congress. He doesn't even have the fucking funds to do it. So he's illegally knocking it down. It's not his building. It's the people's building. He can't just decide, I'm going to fucking destroy a third of it on a whim because I want to. So it's totally illegal. You should give a shit about that, if nothing else. But second of all, he's fundraising from billionaires. He has to raise $300 or $350 million from billionaires, and it's going to be a pay-to-play scheme, you idiot. So billionaires are going to give all this money, and then he's going to do favors for them. And this is all, it's so corrupt. It's all so corrupt. And he's doing that at the exact same fucking time that he's freezing food stamp benefits and cutting off 94 million pounds of food from going to food banks. So he's having great Gatsby parties and throwing these fucking billionaire balls and all this shit. Meanwhile, the country is fucking falling apart. Why would you say you don't fucking care about that? It's a symbol of how little he gives a fuck about you and how much he only gives a fuck about himself. I can't, bro. I can't. Do I have any more of this garbage? All right, I got one more. Here's, this is probably my favorite one. This is where they get a little snippy with each other. Watch.
You're disenchanted with the far left wing of the Democratic Party, okay? Because you believe that it's poisoned the well for everybody else, like the congressman here.
Because they never met anything that was counterintuitive that they didn't love.
Right. So they want to put trans people in here, and they want to do this, and it just dilutes.
It shows you how much they have nothing. What does any of that mean? I hate the far left because they've never been anything counterintuitive they don't love. What does that mean? And then Bill O'Reilly said they want to put trans people here. What does that mean? What are you guys saying?
The message that the Democratic Party has traditionally had, that we're for the workers. We want to improve the lives of the backbone of the country. Now you're into all this fringe garbage that Americans don't want. I think that's your posture.
And I wouldn't put it that way, but go ahead.
Okay. But you might want to rethink, because that's a good way to put it.
Well, I'm still on the air and you're not, but go ahead.
I expected that. So we did a town hall on News Nation 2 weeks ago from Kennedy Center. 23 million people watched, 23 million, okay? You can add up all the HBOs you want. You're not going to come close. Just want to correct the record.
I will...
I have a tape measure.
I will check those facts.
Yeah, you check it.
Old man fucking pissing contest. Jesus fucking Christ. Guys, you're so washed. All of you are so washed. Bill O'Reilly, those numbers are so fucking fake. Nobody watches News Nation. But Bill Maher, nobody gives a fuck about you anymore either, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about you anymore either. And even the thing Bill O'Reilly was saying, oh, you're angry at the far left because now the Democrats are no longer the party of the workers. Even the worst Democrats to this day are still way better than the best Republicans. Okay? Joe Biden, who's nobody's far lefty. He did $15 minimum wage for federal contractors. He increased Social Security payments. He raised overtime pay. He did project labor agreements for construction workers. He added 775,000 factory jobs. He had an awesome NLRB and CFPB. He cracked down on wealthy tax cheats, okay? And he's not even, he's a centrist-y Democrat. And so enough. In the era of total fascism, they're still doing the whole shtick of like, oh, that far left, bro. Far left what? These are the only people that will give us a chance of saving this godforsaken country. And you're busy shitting on them. Embarrassing. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.